All right, hello and welcome to another episode of the Enthusiast Experiment. I'm your host, Mike, and today we're going to take a look at the mushroom coffee from Sigmatic. This one specifically being the one with lion's mane and chaga. Those are mushrooms. And yeah, let's jump right into it. So I'll start off with the quick list of facts here. So, as mentioned, it is made by a company named Sigmatic. It is $15 for 10 packets, comes in this little box here. So as for the contents, it has 2,000 milligrams of Arabica coffee. I know how to say that in my head, but for some reason I can't say it on camera. 250 milligrams of chaga mushrooms, 250 milligrams of lion's mane mushrooms, and also an undisclosed amount of wild rhodiola root. I haven't actually heard that said, so I'm not exactly sure. Feel free to correct me in the comments below. So what's cool about the mushrooms is they're actually dual extracted, which means they use a combination of hot water and alcohol to extract the beneficial compounds in the mushrooms. And as far as the rhodiola root, it's actually an adaptogen. And some of the things that it's known to assist in are helping with reduced stress, helping increase brain function, and also, I guess, lighting up the nervous system. And it has 40 milligrams of caffeine, and they say to recommend, or they recommend to mix it with 7 ounces of hot water. I'm not going to do an exact measurement today, and I've actually drank this whole box except the last one so that you guys could see it on camera, and I can give you a somewhat adequate review, I guess, having drank the rest of them. But yep, I got the water heated up over here, which, by the way, this thing is like a lifesaver. If you don't have one, I highly recommend getting one if you drink a lot of coffee or tea like I do myself. Throw it in the cup and drink it up and give you my impressions. As you can see, it comes in a nice little box here. They're about $15 on their website, but I did get it for a little bit cheaper on Amazon. I'm not exactly sure. The price fluctuates so much. That's one of my little feedback / complaints is it is a little bit expensive, but as you guys know, I'm sure mushrooms themselves are a little bit more expensive. But yeah, I'd love to see it closer to that dollar per packet mark, so closer like the $10 to $12 range, which I think is around what I got it for on Amazon. Great packaging, really creative. I like, what they did with the inside of the box here. Just a good job. I know it's a little thing, but still, they did well. It's cool. It's always fun to find little surprises like that when you're opening a product. Go to the side there for you guys. You can pause and read what you'd like. And boom, let's get that out of the way, and you can see the package here, and then front, and then I'm going to go ahead and pour the contents in the cup. So I've been flirting with the idea of testing out a few nootropics, and this is kind of my dipping my big toe into the water to see kind of if they have any effects or positive, negative effects, anything like that. And yeah, so I didn't really have any expectations going into this. It's actually the first mushroom coffee I've ever tried, but I was surprised at first, which I'm sure if you guys end up trying this yourselves, you'll see like your first taste. There you go. So just a simple, it looks like dehydrated coffee basically, which I'm sure it is, just mixed with mushrooms. That would make sense to me. Now I'll pour in some water here. And it does pretty much dissolve completely by itself, but I'm still going to grab a spoon and give it a quick stir. And you can see it gets a nice little frothiness to it, way more than I expected, honestly. But I'm sure that's to do with like the dehydrated coffee just getting rehydrated. If I were to take uneducated stab at guessing why it does that. I wish you could smell it. It does have a distinct smell, not in a bad way. You do get like the hints of like a darker coffee roast, but there's also something else in there, right? Which obviously I know to be the mushrooms, having it be a mushroom coffee. But if I were to just kind of give this to you, you'd be like, what is that? Maybe an earthiness. It's a little hard to tell, but that same aroma actually comes through on the palate as well. But yeah, good. I'm sure if you mixed it with like cream and sugar and stuff, which I drink my coffee black, you definitely get that darker coffee roast with just a hint of something else in there, like a little bit of earthiness and stuff. And honestly, the first cup, that the first time I tried this, the first cup, about halfway through, I was still kind of like mixed feelings. But then, honestly, something kind of, I don't know, that second half was really, really good. And I was actually looking forward to the rest of the packets and enjoyed them as such. I guess my only anecdotal evidence is I had this over the course of about 2 weeks. So I was drinking them during like the work week, 5 days, 5 days. And one day each during the work week. They were different days. I think one was like a Tuesday and one was a Thursday. And I tend to have a pretty consistent schedule, but I crashed pretty hard. I usually would drink these, around 10 in the morning or something like that, get into work, start my day, and then have a cup of coffee a couple hours into it. But then when I came home both those days, I ended up taking a little bit of a nap. So I'm not sure if that is related to this, but I have not taken a nap in a long time, and that's not a positive thing. I actually love naps. So I'm not sure if it's related to this. It's just kind of coincidental that it happened the 2 weeks that I was drinking this and hasn't happened since. So we'll see what happens after this cup, I guess, being the 10th cup. Like I said, it is a little bit expensive, but I think this would be a great travel solution, especially if you want a decent cup of coffee to take with you. And since they're dehydrated packets, they don't take any room at all, and you know what you're getting. As long as you like the taste of this, it would be a great little travel companion and still have a decent cup of coffee. I don't know what to say as far as the effects. It's kind of hard to pinpoint anything. I didn't feel jittery or anything like that like you would with a super strong cup of coffee, which is that's a positive thing. I still feel like I was in a pretty good flow state, but I don't know if it's placebo or not. I did feel like a margin percent more kind of like focused while drinking it, I guess. Nothing like major. It wasn't like night and day, but I felt like I had a couple extra percentage points in my favor, which can be a great thing. As far as like long-term testing or testing some of their other products, I definitely would. I really am interested in mushrooms and nootropics in general. But for now, it's just kind of a quick look at this. If you guys are interested in checking it out, or like I said, even if you just want like a decent cup of travel coffee that may have some added benefits, I think this is pretty cool, especially if you can get it cheaper or more towards that like $1 per packet, $1.25 per packet price range. It's definitely worth picking up and checking out. And then especially, if you guys are trying to wean yourselves off coffee or something like that, I feel like it has a little bit less milligrams of caffeine than some stronger cups of coffee. So it may be a good alternative to slowing down, like a caffeine intake while still having a good amount of focus associated with it. But yeah, that's been a quick look / mini review of the 4 Sigmatic mushroom coffee mix, specifically the lion's mane and chaga. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below if you've tried this or if you've been curious about trying this or any other nootropics. I have a few on a list that I'd like to try with my, experimental N of 1. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, share, subscribe so we can grow this thing together. And until next time, take it easy.